What's up? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And today I'm so excited to have the stream because right now at the same time my stream is actually being broadcast at Altspace VR, which is Microsoft's VR solution. So I'm actually trying to experiment something new. What I'm trying to do is that I'll do my live stream on a daily basis at 1 p.m. UTC. And then after my live stream, I'll hop into Altspace VR. For those of you who do not see it, basically this is Altspace VR. And if anyone has any question, I would like to, share, with them and, have some meaningful discussion over there, right? So, first of all, let us begin. I just want to share very exciting news. I recently bought a Parcel at Sandbox. So now I'm the proud owner of, Parcel 69 and 149, right? So the reason why I wanted to buy this Parcel is number one, very close to SCMP, which is really exciting. Ding-a-ling's neighbor, awesome. And also, it is because I wanted to buy a Parcel and allow NFT creators and artists to, those NFT artists or creators who are priced out because of the Parcel price, right? So if they want to create an experience on Sandbox, if they want to share their art on Sandbox, I wanted to use this Parcel for them so that they could maybe create a gallery and share their art with their fans and so on. So that's the reason why I wanted to, create buy a Parcel in Sandbox. So this is an exciting news. And throughout my journey as a landowner, I will share more about how it is to be a landowner, what updates they have, is it easy to use the platform and so on, right? So without further ado, let's look at crypto today. So I would have to say the crypto market is kind of trading sideways and we have a red market today. And if you look at this, in our total global market cap is right now at 1.88 trillion, right? Which is a 3.94% decrease. So it means that some money have left the market. However, interestingly, it shows that the total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is 104.47 billion, which makes a 1.18 increase, right? So it basically means that people are trading more frequently, but then the prices are kind of going down. So this is a crypto market. Ethereum is kind of hanging there at 3,000, but it went lower than 3,000 today. So the market is indeed trading sideways, and that it is very important for us to always look at the market and always zoom out. Sometimes it goes up and it goes back down. There's always a chance for you to buy, at a lower price, right? In terms of DeFi, right? Pretty much the same. Some drop, a slight increase, in the past few days, but a drop because usually when the crypto market drops, DeFi drop as well. So in terms of the 24 hours change, it's a 0.74 reduction in the total value locked, right? So that's it for the DeFi and the crypto market. And when we look at NFTs, right? Some projects are doing really good, like Moonbird, Murakami, and also Proof Collective, right? So Moonbird has been, defying all odds, right? And the floor price just keeps going up, and people are excited for the upcoming staking, and it shows that a narrative and also having like a very strong community, because even Jimmy Fallon posts about Moonbird, right? So that is very important, right? BAYC not doing pretty well yesterday, and MAYC doing pretty well yesterday as well, because everyone is speculating for a Yuga Labs anniversary. So what are whales trading today? So if we look at this, we'll see that actually what whales are buying is Moonbirds, which I was talking about, and then they're also buying Murakami's flower, and also the NBA NFT collection that I talked about yesterday. And also because Akuta has a mint today, right? So that's why whales are also buying a mint pass for it. And there are rumors for RTFKT Monolith, where there might be a review happening today or tomorrow. So that's why whales are starting to accumulate this, right? So that's it. That's what whales are buying in terms of NFTs. And I want to talk about the news, right? So exciting news in mass media and culture. So Ridley Scott, for those of you who know, he's actually the director of Alien, right? So he's now a producer. He's been producing a lot of movies. What he has decided to do is that Scott Free Productions, the production company behind House of Gucci, Blade Runner 2049, has attached its name to an adaptation of the Defiant founder Camelia Russo's book, The Infinite Machine, about the founding of the Ethereum network. So basically what it is that they're gonna base on this book, which is about the Ethereum network founding, and then they're gonna film a movie, right? So as you all know, Ridley Scott is a very, very popular Hollywood producers done a lot of classics, right? So definitely this would be a very exciting movie, and also because of Ridley Scott's name, right? It's gonna bring more people's attention about blockchain and also Ethereum, because the whole movie is about how Ethereum came to be. So this is very exciting. Another interesting news is that Paris Hilton invests in Afterparty's 4 million raise for Polygon NFT ticketing, right? So basically what happened is that Paris Hilton is one of the celebrity investors that also invested in a NFT project, NFT platform, I would say, right? It is an NFT ticketing platform where they actually host a music festival in Las Vegas in the past, and then they use tickets on they issue tickets on the Polygon blockchain, right? So right now you could buy tickets and then you could buy online, right? But for this, what they do is that they actually issue tickets as NFTs on the Polygon blockchain, and then they raise a lot of funds. And it seems like they're gonna launch their marketplace as well, right? And the reason for doing an NFT marketplace related to ticketing on Polygon is that they wanted to make buyers fees as low as possible, right? And also it helps them stand out from a StubHub or Ticketmaster, right? So because these other platforms have really expensive transaction fees, so it is interesting to see how there is utility, right? This is actually a utility driven platform, and how when you have more utility in mass media, when you could go to concerts and stuff like that by using your NFT ticket, it becomes more commonly adopted. The blockchain would be more commonly used where there is actual utility, right? So I think this is pretty exciting, and a lot of celebrities could see this, and therefore they are investing in this company called Afterparty, and they do have a a second NFT mint that's coming up, so feel free to check that out. In terms of after NFTs, right, I want to talk about regulation, right? So what happened is that previously unseen documents. So I'm not sure if you know, but there was a discussion in the European Union about banning Bitcoin, right? Banning the mining of Bitcoin because it is very energy intensive, right? It is very environmentally unfriendly. So they did previously unseen documents. So there are some documents that show the EU officials' views towards blockchain and also Bitcoin, right? So what happened was that basically there was a document showing. So according to a report, right, published by German digital culture network Nazi Politics, officials from the EU went as far as suggesting an all-out ban on trading Bitcoin should be enforced in order to curb its overall energy consumption, right? So from the crypto community perspective, it is very worrying because what they have said is that Ethereum started moving to proof of stake, right, because of its community. If Ethereum is able to shift, we could legitimately request the same from Bitcoin, right? We need to protect other crypto coins that are sustainable. We don't see the need to protect the Bitcoin community. And then they talked about, participants in Bitcoin are fully aware of the volatility of the currency and investment risk. We do not need additional protection measures, right? So basically, this is a, some dialogue of different officials in the EU and the views on Bitcoin and also proof of work blockchains, right? So it kind of shows you that actually, there is a chance that they could, have an all-out ban, right? A ban of trading Bitcoin in order to, make people to use proof of stake blockchains, which is more environmentally friendly. So the reason why I'm sharing this is that actually we always have to realign our perspectives, right? We always have to make sure that we are updated with the latest news, and also, we are aware what policymakers are thinking, right? Because if we know what they're thinking, it kind of shows us what their approach is, right? So if they are very anti proof of work blockchain, is the next narrative gonna be proof of stake and so on, right? So this is only from the EU, but also in Australia, Australia's financial regulator aims to implement crypto regulation by 2025. So to this end, APRA plans to conduct consultation on the requirements for the financial treatment of crypto asset in 2023. So basically, Australia's financial regulator, the organization is called the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, has laid out a policy roadmap for the implementation of regulation for financial entities engaging activity with crypto asset, right? So they right now have a goal for its framework to be effective in 2025, and within next year, they're gonna do a lot of consultation, trying to understand more about what people think, what the participant thinks, and also they're gonna probably consider regulation of stable coins as well. So regulation comes both-sided. With more regulations, there's more clarity with what governments think about cryptocurrency. But sometimes when regulation comes out, right, or when these headline comes out, people could be bearish, right? Because they're gonna regulate it. It's no longer decentralized and stuff like that. But if there is more regulation, it is kind of like a double-edged sword, right? With regulation, we're gonna have more consumer protection. There's more rules, and so that people could know what they can do and what they cannot do, right? So it is. We'll have to see what the regulation would be, and also see what the overall community reacts to this, right? Because it's gonna affect the market. And actually, it shows that a study last year found out that Australians are among the most enthusiastic adopter of crypto, with nearly 18% owning some, right? This compared to a global average of 11.4%. So as you can see, crypto ownership is still very early, and that if 80% of Australians do own cryptocurrency, and if there's a lot of regulations and stuff like that, and if they have to sell, it does create some selling pressure on the global aspect, right? So, but with more regulations, it means that more trading instruments like ETF could be approved, right? Could possibly be approved because people know that this is an asset that is safe to trade. So moving on to our next news, I'm not sure if you guys remembered what I covered like last week, right? Like I talked about how Axie Infinity was hacked, the Warren sidechain was hacked. So basically, these hackers, transfer money using Tornado Cash, which is a mixer, right? So if someone wants to hide the identity, hide the money, they will use something called Tornado Cash in order to try to, hide obscure their identity, right? So basically, what happened is that 8.5 million worth of stolen funds were stolen. So the cryptocurrency exchange Binance has recovered 5.8 million worth of stolen funds originating from last month's unprecedented Axie Infinity exploit, right? So basically, the funds were distributed over some 86 accounts. So CZ, the founder of Binance, says that hey, the hacking group started to move the Axie Infinity funds today. Some of them made it to Binance, which is 8.5 million, right? And all this, 5.8 million, and 5.8 million was spread across 86 accounts on Binance, right? So what they did is they immediately, I think, they froze the money, so they recovered the money, right? So it kind of shows that actually there is, accountability in a sense that even if you use a mixer like Tornado Cash, there is some ways for exchanges to find out that whether the funds are hacked or not, right? And it also shows that these exchanges, they are centralized exchanges, right? They have a lot of power. So it is a double-edged sword, right? In a way that it is good because they could help, stop hackers from stealing money and, returning the money back to the Axie Infinity pool, right? But it is also kind of against the idea of decentralization where, the funds could be freely moved, right? Because if Binance decides to freeze the money, they can do that if that money is on the exchanges, right? And so people cannot cash out or withdraw it to other, decentralized wallet. So this is quite an interesting thing that happens. It is kind of like a double-edged sword, right? So it shows that there is some sort of centralization in terms of cryptocurrency as well, even though the narrative in general is, everything is decentralized, right? Because things like this do show it. So I think it's a good thing that Binance is finally, recovering some of the money, so that it could go back to where it, legitimately is, right? So next is Goldman Sachs says Apple Meta lead in developing Metaverse technology. So basically what Goldman Sachs is saying is that Apple and also Facebook are gonna be developing VR related hardware, right? And Goldman Sachs is very positive on VR compared to AR because there is a usable product already in existence. And then they believe that Apple is gonna start creating its own product in 2023. So this would speed up the competition between both tech giants, right? It would speed up adoption for the metaverse because it will create more tools for the metaverse and so on like that, right? So basically Goldman Sachs is very bullish on Meta and also Apple because for their upcoming development in terms of hardware for the metaverse. So this is Goldman Sachs evaluation, right? One of the bank's analysts saying. So moving on, we got into news related to the metaverse. Fidelity opened the Fidelity stack in Decentraland. So basically what happened is that I covered this, which is Fidelity decides to issue a ETF. They launched an ETF called the Metaverse ETF, which is short for MFET, right? So in order to engage the customer, what they did is they have a Parcel in Decentraland, I think. And then they build an experience where people can go in and play the experience and also try to learn financial planning or that type of stuff. So the reason why they did that is that they wanted to do this to celebrate the launch of the Fidelity Metaverse ETF, which is an ETF that provides access to companies that develop, manufacture, distribute, or sell products or services related to establishing and enabling the metaverse, right? So I think it is interesting to see that. I talked about this ETF last week when they kind of launched it, and it's interesting that they created an experience of Decentraland to kind of reach out to next generation of customers, right? So I kept talking about it'll be interesting to see the composition of these ETFs. It will be interesting to see what funds are investing in, right, when it comes to the metaverse, because sometimes you do not know whether the funds are gonna be related to let's say Web3, right? So if we look at this, right, we see that Activision Blizzard is actually one of the fund with a high rated index, right, which 3.9, right? So Activision is the company that Microsoft is trying to acquire, and also talked about their plans for the metaverse. And you have Adobe here, and then you have Google as well. You have Agora, and you have Apple as well, which I just talked about, Goldman Sachs as well, right? And you have Baidu, which is a search engine in China, and you have Bentley System, which is an IT solution, right? And then you have Bilibili, which is a streaming platform, but with a lot of emphasis on anime, that type of subculture, right, in China. Capcom. So basically, when you look at this, right, you have Electronic Arts, you have Embracer Group. So you have a lot of companies related to gaming, right? You even have Kakao Game Corp, which is in Korea. So this metaverse fund is globally traded because you have Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, US, and so on, right? But you do see that it is interesting to tap into the mind, seeing that actually Nvidia, which is the company that create graphic cards, right, is also listed here. And also you have Snap, which is Snapchat, and then you have Square Enix, which is definitely a game company. So it kind of and Ubisoft, which is here. And actually Ubisoft do have investment in Web3 metaverses because they have some kind of collaboration with Animoca brands as well. And you have Tencent Holding, Chinese tech giant, and Unity Software, which is interesting because a lot of these metaverses might run on Unity, right? For example, Sandbox game, a Web3 metaverse, actually runs on Unity itself. So I think it is interesting. All of these links are in my YouTube video, so you could go to the description and check it out. The links are all in the description below. But it's interesting to see for Fidelity. These are the companies that they are they categorize as metaverse, right? And so I think they are still believing it. So there isn't a lot of Web3 metaverses, right? There isn't a lot of, of course they won't trade startup metaverses that is in Web3, right? But in Web2, it shows that, hey, actually, they are quite bullish in tech giants, right? And I do think they have the right to do that because these tech giants and these gaming companies do have the resources to create what we call a metaverse, right? Different type of like a 3D space or a virtual space where you have social interaction and a more immersive experience, be it in e-commerce, be it in gaming, be it in socializing, right? So it shows that a lot of the portfolio is actually in Web2 companies. So when we talk about the metaverse, isn't just exclusively to Web3. We also have to understand traditional, financial institutions like Fidelity investments do see the metaverse as something that's also very highly driven by Web2. And if you look at this, it's mainly driven by Web2 companies, right? So as I said, gaming engines are definitely a big thing to see if we talk about interoperability in the metaverse. So that's it for daily news. Today's project, I want to talk about 9gag, right, which is a Web2 company who's trying to be a Web3 company. So this is 9get CEO's Twitter page, right? You see that they actually recently just announced that their first NFT project is here, right? The Memeland is coming. And also, so basically they have a upcoming project which is called Memeland. But to be very, very technically correct, this isn't 9get's first NFT related venture. They have created an NFT in the past with K11, which is a real estate company, like a company where they property development company, right? It is a company that do a lot of exhibitions and stuff like that related to NFTs. So that's why I think it is interesting to see 9get creating the NFT project. If you look at this, and for those of you who are watching this, I see you in Altspace VR, so welcome here. I'm just doing this live stream. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll jump in shortly to talk about this, right? So this is Memeland. So what is Memeland, right? It's gonna be 9get's first official collection. So they're talking about 9get's vision and also their current reach with more than 200 million people, and then they do have a lot of funding that is being backed by them, right? So what they believe is that Memeland is not just a JPEG project, right? It's not just a profile picture project, but it is a project with 9,999 profile picture captains and their pirate crew with utility, right? So basically, with these NFTs, you would have a private club membership, exclusive access to creator NFT marketplace in real life event, upcoming 9get drops and projects, right? So it seems like there is a chance that 9get might launch the NFT marketplace. So this is definitely a big thing. And they're gonna launch their own token, which is called Meme, it's gonna be the core of everything they do in their Metaverse, okay? So you could earn Meme by holding and staking their NFTs, right? So interestingly, they have no roadmap because they don't want to under-deliver, under-promise, right? So no roadmap right now, but I think if you just look at the team of advisors, right? You have 9get CEO, you have people like from Litecoin, you have Gary Vee, who's big in Web3. You also have Calvin Rose, the guy who created Moonbird, which is a project that keeps mooning right now. And then you have Kern, who's a big investor in NFTs and stuff like that. You do see that their advising team, and also you have Casify, the CEO of Casify, the founder of Casify, who's also into NFTs. Tim Ferriss, who's a writer, who a lot of best-selling books, about the tribes and stuff like that. So I think, and also that the Littles, right, from Will X Lee, right. So this is a very, very solid team. It really does remind me of Moonbird when they first did the sale, right? Because if you look at Moonbird, they are very successful because Calvin Rose is on board, because they have someone who's very successful. And right now you have a very successful meme-related website called 9get creating something in the space. So I think this is definitely very bullish. Interestingly, they do have a Discord. Go to the Memeland website, check out the Discord. They're gonna revamp it, but you can still join it. How much is the mint? No detail yet. When is the mint? No detail yet. When is the review? No detail yet. Everything is still kind of TBC. How do you get on the allow list? Like how do you get on the meme list? Well, they're gonna work with different partners, and they're gonna to distribute their whitelist, right? And they're gonna do raffles. So check out the Discord. You could get a meme spot if you are a 9get fan, so check out the Discord as well. So basically everything here in the Q&A is just check out the Discord. But they do talk about how the profile pictures are distributed, right? 6,900 would be given to 9get and partners allow list winners. 3,000 would be public allow list raffle winners. And 99 would be under the treasury for future collaboration, hiring, and marketing. So this is quite an interesting distribution. A lot of meme numbers. And you do have full commercial rights if you own your profile picture, which is interesting because a lot of memes are real people, right? You have, look at this meme, right? You have Snoop Dogg, you have Dogecoin, you have Elon Musk. So if you have full commercial right, it'll be interesting to see how they come with a deal with these people that they're kind of representing, right? But definitely these people are something that you must recognize if you're into meme culture. So going down, how soon after the mint would you be able to earn meme? Immediately, right? Second to sell royalty 6.9%. But they're gonna use that royalty to hire more full-time team members, fund operator, and develop more value to community. So I actually talked about Memeland 3 months ago when they did not have this website, and I kind of think that it is exciting now that they have a more concrete plan of what they're planning to do. And because of the success in, on 9gag, right, I do think that this is going to be a very hyped and highly sought after project. So definitely, if right now it's still early, then check out the Discord channel and, see if you could get a whitelist or something like that. So that's it for today's show. I'm trying to keep this show shorter so I could jump into the Altspace to interact with you guys if you're watching the live stream. And so that's it today. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. If you don't have time to watch the video, go to my Twitter. I have a tweet with all of these news on a daily basis. So thank you for watching and bye-bye. I'm coming to Altspace VR right now.